Today I have some updates on Elden Ring. Great news for all my Souls fans looking to get this game, and some good news for those considering the game that were a little off-put on previous Soul games due to difficulty. So first off, we have the game has gone gold. Physical copies have been produced. This game should come out on February 25th. No more delays. Thank you. Now, this game has an average estimated completion time of 30 hours. That is not 100%ing the game. The game cannot be 100% completed in one playthrough. Obviously, it is confirmed now. There is NG+. It is not confirmed how many playthroughs you will need to do in order to 100% the game. What is the minimum number? We do not know at this point. Next up, we have a conversation with the head dude, Miyazaki, who was basically put forth a question about the difficulty for Elden Ring versus previous Souls games, and did the team take into account the players struggling with previous Souls games, and did they basically make it easier, harder? What did they do with this game? What was their approach? And they said that it's a valid discussion. I feel like our approach to these games, not just Elden Ring, is to design them to encourage the player to overcome adversity. He goes on to say, we don't try to force the difficulty or make things hard for the sake of it. We want players to use their cunning, study the game, memorize what's happening, and learn from their mistakes. We don't want players to feel like the game is unfairly punishing, but there's rather a chance to win a difficult encounter and make progress. We understand that Souls-like games are regularly associated with impossible levels of difficulty with high-level barriers to entry, but we try to design the games to make a cycle of repeatedly trying to overcome these challenges enjoyably in itself. So we hope that with Elden Ring and the new options it provides, it will be a success in that respect. In Elden Ring, we have not intentionally tried to lower the game's difficulty, but I think more players will finish it this time. As I've mentioned, the player level of freedom to regress through the world or return to a challenge later are all elements that I feel will help people get through the game at a more leisurely pace. Also, there's not a focus on pure action. The player has more agency to dictate their approach against, for example, the field bosses in the overworld, and how they utilize stealth in various situations. Lastly, he says we've even reduced the number of hoops that you have to jump through to enjoy it in multiplayer, so we hope the players embrace the idea of receiving help from others. And we feel the overall clear rate will go up this time because of these things. Now, the overall clear rate is talking about beating the campaign. To summarize what I think he's trying to say here is the game has not necessarily been made easier than previous Soul games, but on the same coin it has. Because you're not just going through battle to battle to battle, and you can go through the open world more, and you can level up more, and you can pick your fights more, and you have more of an open world environment where you can level up and become stronger to engage the harder fights. And if you wanted to, you could just spend a week leveling up and then go fight that harder fight and be a lot more powerful than you would have in a previous Souls game where you just have to go in and just not get hit. And personally, I love the old Soul games. Do not get hit, win the battle. Love it. But it was off-putting to a lot of players. So, while the game necessarily has not been made easier, I do feel this strategy for Elden Ring will bring a more diversity of players to the game, which will be nice. I mean, those players, I don't know how well, if they're going to just beat the campaign, are they going to be trying to get into the PvP side of the game? Generally, PvP can be a little crazy. The skill players I played against in Dark Souls 3, like, you could get players like I used to win 8 out of 10 battles in Dark Souls 3 when I was really into it for like the last couple months. And if you're good, you just don't really get beat by an average player. It just never happens. But as far as the campaign goes, this is a very interesting take on the Souls game and or Souls series. I'm very interested to see the open world environment, and if the players that weren't really thrilled with Dark Souls because of how hard and challenging it could be, I want to see, do those players remain on the game after beating the campaign. I am very interested to see if this brings new fans to the Souls series. Only time will tell on that. We will see. And that is some updates on Elden Ring. I hope that helps.